Hey everyone, this is my video entry for DeathGoreMachine's contest. Shoot, I forget what it is. It's Quickfire. It's Quickfire 2 contest. Shit, sorry about that. Anyways, he asked 4 questions, and I'm going to do my best to explain this. First question I'm going to get into is, when you got into horror. You know, that's a really tough one. And it's really interesting because I was actually talking to my sister, one of my sisters, I have 2, but one in California the other day, and I've mentioned this to my other sister in England, but, discuss this to find out, when was it that there was that moment, that defining moment that you see your first horror movie or pick up your first horror book, like Tattooed Doorman did. Start off with horror books, which I had horror books too growing up, and I even discussed this with him. Made a comment back to him about that, how my mother used to go and purchase these books for me as a young kid. And we're talking elementary school, okay, and I was reading, that's the first time that I read Dracula was elementary school, and by then I'd already read some other stuff, Richard Matheson, God, why can't I think of any of the other names? Anyways, I had been exposed to horror, but that defining moment, when, like I said, some people, Horrorphile 666 Jeff, his older sister sat him down, showed him his first movie at a young age. I don't know the exact age, but like I said, going back to talking to my sister, we were just discussing this exact topic. Because in my family, I'm the only one that likes horror. I am the only one that has this infatuation with vampires. Now, my infatuation with vampires started from my first viewing of them, and also with the books, but actually seeing them on screen. Because reading about it in Dracula at such a young age, was really interesting because the whole book is actually done through letters from character to character. But seeing Night Stalker, Kolchak the Night Stalker, and the very first television episode was about vampires. It got me hooked there with vampires. But as far as horror goes, like I said, I'm the oddball in my family because I never had a defining moment. Even my sister agreed with me. I've always just been there. I've liked things dark from a very young age. My mother used to say, anytime my father was watching horror movies or anything scary on TV, and my attention always went to it. So the only thing we can do is link it back was that when I was actually inside my mother, she got really sick, okay, and almost lost me. She was given strict bed rest, and she had nothing to do, so she would watch TV. Well, she liked this specific soap opera. Yes, a soap opera, but it's not the type of soap opera that, we see nowadays. I'm talking about Dark Shadows, okay? The one about the vampires. She was addicted to this series, and so she watched it continuously throughout her whole pregnancy that she was laid down, which was almost about 4 months of her pregnancy. She was on strict bed rest and was given these special shots so that I didn't die. So anyways, it's just, when we're trying to link everything back and we're discussing this, why is it that I gravitate towards the dark? Now, my sister, she gravitates towards the dark too, and that's my sister in California. But she says that it's kind of because of me. But what was my defining moment? I don't have one. I've just liked it ever since I can remember. So, and that's the only thing we can think of, is because of the difficulties during my birth, or before my birth, My mother was addicted to dark shadows. Does it have anything to do with it? I mean, now modern things tell us that, reading books to babies and stuff like that, how much of it influences the fetus and influences the child when they are born. Is this a perfect example? I have no idea. But unfortunately for that question, I have absolutely zero defining moment. Why I love horror. I love things dark. I love things gothic. I love things unknown. I love that feeling, you get from things that go bump in the night. That you look out there in, the dark and your imagination just goes wild. I mean, I love action movies. I love comedies and everything, but they're all in your face, okay? It's stuff that you can readily see anytime, There's not that thrill of what if or what is in the dark. What lingers behind that door? I mean, in an action movie, the bad guy's back there, or whatever that you have. Or in a war movie, the enemy back there, the enemy soldier, whatever you have. But in a horror movie, and we're talking, mostly on the supernatural lines and ghost stories and everything, you don't know what it is. So it's just that, what is it? Why is, these strange creatures from, the depths of hell coming up, vampires, Frankenstein, all these freakish things, the blob, demons, things that are not, they're around us all the time, but we don't see. And they only seem to plague us in our imagination or at night. And that's the thing, in an action movie, the good guy jumps into the dark and just kicks the shit out of the other guy or whatever. But in the horror movie, you have your heroine looking at the dark going, okay, I know something's there, but I can't see it. I can hear it. I can feel it, but I can't see it. What is it? Or this thing's chasing after them, and they can't stop it. Not because it's a badass, no, just because it's a supernatural thing. So why do I love horror? I love that element of unknown. It's different. I'm just addicted to it. That's it. Like I said, it's gothic. Right now, I don't know if you can see it. I lost a few of them. I'll try to show. Up there, you see right up there? One of them fell down. But anyways, and it's right over there, but you can't see it. But right up there, okay? Those sit up there all the time in my house for everyone who drives by to see that outside window. What is it? Here, hold on. I'll be right back and let me get one and show you. Okay, I'm back, and here they are. Yes, we have 2 large ones, and we have 4 little ones for everyone to see outside my window all year long. What is this? 2 large ones. One represents me. One represents my wife. The little ones represent the children. There you have it. Okay? So I like things different. And when you go outside and you're walking around, what's the biggest difference that you can show anybody? And in my car, I have a little Dracula hanging from with a coffin from my rearview mirror. Do you see this commonly with people all over the place? No. So horror is different. It's dark. It's different. I like it. There you have it. So the answer to question number 2. Now, favorite horror the past 10 years. You know what? This isn't my favorite because I really don't have a favorite that close to, well, I guess I kind of do. I mean, one that stands out more, but you guys have seen it already, and that would be Feast. But I picked 3 that I really, really like, and I can watch I can watch them anytime, and they were made in the recent past 10 years. First one is Blood Creek, about the one of Adolf Hitler's SS men. God, I don't know what the hell's wrong with my brain. one of his men of the SS decided to look into immortality. Okay, and he found a way to become immortal, but it's at the cost of a family here in America, and it really messed him up. Yeah, it's just, how he ends up being trapped and trapping this family with this magical curse. I liked it. There's quite a few people that didn't, but I really enjoyed Blood Creek. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this one, for the simple fact most of you have already seen it. Now I won't go into too much detail about any of them. Next one, I'm going to say it was the remake of Night of the Demons. I mean, this one was just a friggin' hoot. It was so much fun. The wife and I have watched it numerous occasions, and we really, really like it. Just a riot. I mean, the way they act and everything like that is so cool. And it's funny as hell. So, there you go, Night of the Demons, the remake. And this one we had seen on the recommendations of Alex, an 80s slasher. Turned out to be really good. It's kind of hard to classify it as horror, but you know what? When thinking about it, I mean, it is some pretty freaky stuff. And that is Triangle. This is just crazy. There's my phone. Phone's going off, of course. It doesn't go off all day, but it decides to go off right now. Anyways, here we have Triangle. I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, some friends go on to a boat, and Melissa George, her character gets on there. She's acting really weird. Get into a freakish storm. The boat capsizes, and they're stranded out there in the middle of the ocean. And out of nowhere, this ship shows up. And they get on there, and someone's killing them off. Okay? This hooded figure. And there's a reason for this kind of juxtaposition image. Okay? I'm not going to get into it for those that haven't seen it. Very well done. Very suspenseful. Creepy. Just really good story. Took me by surprise. Okay? And I purchased this at the closing of Blockbuster, just as, what the hell, seeing this cover and everything like that, and remembering what an 80s slasher, he had said. And just, wow, I'm really glad I bought it. So there are my 3 picks for, I guess, not really my favorite, but really likable movies in the past 10 years. There's a couple other ones I could have picked, but I decided just to go with these. And then, my all-time favorite. I've shown this before, numerous occasions. Sorry, I gotta bring it out because it is. And that has to go to Don Coscarelli's Phantasm. I love this movie. I love everything about it. The tall man, the demonic dwarves or the alien dwarves from whatever dimension that they're from, cemeteries, the balls, oh shit, Michael and his brother, the Himikuda, oh shit, the list just goes on and on and on. The visuals are wonderful for this movie, and it is just really scary. Plus, anyways, this is just my all-time favorite movie. Okay, or one of them. I have a few other ones, but I decided I'm just going to stick with Phantasm. I hope this is good enough. There you have it. Take it easy, and catch you later, everyone, while I go check out the messages on my phone.